Yeah. Going on here. Like, subscribe, and comment. That's right.
This is Rob Van Dam, and you're watching Cold TV.
Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome to our very special Queen's Court Elimination Chamber prediction show. I had to do it. We are so hyped. We're all ready for Elimination Chamber coming up this Saturday night, live from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. As you can see, I am here with the entire cast of Queen's Court. Of course, our tribal queen herself, Breigh. We got the American cream dream himself, Husky Rhodes, and my other brother from my other mother, one Michael J. Duplessis. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing
Great.
Fantastic.
Thank you all for coming on. Appreciate it. And like you guys always said, you always do everybody else's shows except yours.
Yeah.
But I know you got a little something kind of coming. Maybe we can tease that at the end here of this prediction show. But nonetheless, Elimination Chamber is coming up this Saturday. I gotta say this going into this. I think this is the most hyped I've been for an Elimination Chamber for a long time. What about you all?
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Me too.
I haven't been hyped except for an Elimination Chamber match since like maybe 05.
Been a minute.
When it debuted.
No. I'm talking about the one where Edge cashed in.
Oh,
it
the cash
debuted
in,
in 03
Oh, okay.
at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
With
It's
Michael says the ref.
I'm really pumped for this show because I mean it's WrestleMania season, and this isn't like last year. This is a pretty unclear path. There's multiple ways we can go here, and we have ideas of what we think is going to be these WrestleMania main event matches, but I mean we really don't know. I mean it could be there. You look at the men's chamber, and I think it comes down to a couple. And I think the women's chamber is wide open. You've got about 4 different ways I think you could go in that one. But it's a tremendous card. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about Elimination Chamber this Saturday. And, of course, the big thing everybody's talking about. What the fuck is this? So essentially, The Rock has just turned the wrestling world upside down again because it's very confusing. He wants Cody Rhodes' soul, I guess. I think maybe that's a code for butt things, but I don't know. Maybe I'm reading a little too much into it. Maybe it's like some fan fiction I've read before. I don't know. But nonetheless, The Rock wants Cody's soul, and Cody has to answer him this Saturday night. So the question I ask you, is Cody going to give Rock his soul, or is he going to stand up to the final boss? And what do you think is going to come from this segment?
No.
Yeah.
I don't think he's giving his soul to The Rock. And with my prediction for what happens in the Elimination Chamber leading into Mania, I think it's going to be hard times, if you will, for Cody Rhodes.
Oh, I like it. I'm sure we'll get into that in more detail when we talk about the men's chamber. I'm right there with you. I don't think Cody bends the knee here. I just don't see it happening. He's too much of a white meat baby face, but I do think there's definitely a couple of ways it's gonna go. But the Rock is gonna have his pound of flesh one way or the other, I think, at the end of the day. And I think it makes it, regardless if you love The Rock, hate The Rock, whatever, I mean, it does make it intriguing. Because I think we kind of have an idea of what we think could be Cody Rhodes' match at WrestleMania, but I don't know. We really don't, and we're not going to know until this Saturday. What about you, Breigh? What do you think about The Rock and Cody? What do you think's going to go down?
I mean, my first thought was, what is selling your, or he wants his soul? Like, at first I thought, what does that even mean? Like, because I thought it was, like, it reminded me of, like, The Little Mermaid, where they were taking the voice. It's kind of like that.
Right.
But I don't think he's gonna give him his soul. I think he's gonna say no.
Yeah. What about you, Mike?
I am actually on the complete opposite end here. I think this is the start of the Cody Rhodes heel turn. And him joining with The Rock. And maybe going face to face with a certain future Hall of Famer. It's my prediction for Men's Elimination Chamber.
Okay. It's going to be interesting to see because there's so many different avenues. I mean, I think this can go down. I mean, if Cody did give his soul, it'd make for some interesting television, to say the least. But it is going to be, regardless, like I say, if you love The Rock, hate The Rock, whatever, it's going to be very detrimental to the main event of WrestleMania, whatever happens with this showdown at Elimination Chamber. That's for sure. Well, let's talk about the show itself. We got a total of 4 matches on the card. And start off with this one. This is a big tag team matchup, as it is going to be Trishy and Tiffy time, as Hall of Famer Trish Stratus teams up with a women's. I know. As Trish teams up with Tiffany Stratton, going up against Nia Jax, and of course Candice LeRae. I don't know. What do you guys think about this one? Like, I mean, I'm excited to see Trish and Tiffany Stratton teamed up, especially in Trish's hometown in Toronto.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun match.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think this is the easiest one to predict who's going to win.
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
Well,
let's hear it. Who you think's walking out with the W?
Well, I mean, considering they're in Trish Stratus's hometown and everything, and since Tiffy is the women's champion, I think it's going to be Trish and Tiffy time. They're going to win.
Well, yeah, because this isn't the Vince McMahon era where you have to lose in your hometown.
Yeah.
No, Paul is like, yeah, all right, yeah. You take this one. And yeah, I mean, I don't think they would have your women's champion lose the pay-per-view right before WrestleMania.
No.
Like, it would make her going into WrestleMania look weak.
And you don't want to do that with a match against Flair.
Yeah, right,
No.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're on agreement. I think it's Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton are walking out of Toronto with that W.
I just hope they allow Tiff get the pin. No offense, I'm tired of these nostalgia acts.
I think that they will. I think that she's gonna hit the PME on Nia Jax and get the win.
Okay. Yeah, I think you summed it up the best, though. I think this is gonna be a fun matchup. Is the best way to describe it. This one, though, on the other hand,
this is gonna be a fun match.
This is the match that I want to see.
This is gonna be fun for a different reason. Fun for us, not for them, though.
Oh.
This non-sanctioned matchup between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. In my opinion, I think this should main event the show.
Yep.
As great as the Elimination Chamber matches are, and there's so much going into it, this should close the show.
I think this should either close or open. Get the Canadian crowd hot.
It'd be a hell of a way to open it. That's not a bad idea, Mike.
Or allow them to leave watching 2 Canadians kill each other 23 years after their first match. These guys have been feuding since 2002.
Yeah.
Insane, dude.
And they've had so many amazing wars, even in the WWE. But like, how do you top that? Like, and I think somehow they're going to. I think this could end up being the most brutal match they've ever had.
I'm really hoping that WWE just kind of lets them go nuts. Like, don't hold back. Go ham as the sponsors will allow you to go.
Facts.
Like, I want pure, unadulterated violence
Yeah.
in this. And I think, because honestly, this story between these two is one of the greatest stories that's been in WWE.
Oh yeah.
The entire run, not even just the recent stuff with like the promo where Kevin Steen is outside of Sammy's house and peering in and seeing him and his wife and kid. Like, that's crazy work.
I saw funny people tweet about, like, Kevin just went in after that promo and had dinner with them.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
His plate was sitting on the table waiting for him.
Yeah.
Hang on. Sorry, this is really good, but I gotta do some work. Paul's needing me to shoot that promo. Fuck, I forgot. This one is probably the hardest match to call for me.
Oh yeah. Well, let me ask you all this: does this carry over to WrestleMania? You think?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And then how in the hell do you top it at WrestleMania?
Actual death match.
Oh Jesus!
I don't think we're gonna go GCW at Mania.
But if they had the ball to do it, oh my god! Yeah, because I mean, on paper, it seems like the trajectory for these two. I think a lot of people think, okay, Randy's going to return and get his revenge against KO. And I think they've also planted a lot of seeds for Sammy to be going into Mania to feud with the Karrion Kross. But I mean, like, and once again, that's the great thing about this show. There's so many different paths they could go. Like, I don't see this being like a one and done between them and this, like, this new, renewed rivalry between them. I can't. Non-sanctioned, like, I here's my honest opinion. What I think is going to happen. I don't think anybody's going to win. I think it's going to go like a no contest.
Well, it's unsanctioned. You can't no contest an unsanctioned situation.
You can if they're both unalived.
If neither one of them can continue, you can definitely call it a no contest.
I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to beat the holy hell out of each other to where they just can't even, they incapacitate each other. I think that's what's going to happen.
If I had to pick gun to my head situation, because I really like the no contest thing. Like, I really kind of hope that they do that, so it has to go to Mania. But if there's like gun to my head situation, if I had to pick, I wore a sleeveless shirt for a reason. I'm picking Kevin Owens.
Oh wow.
It's really hard for it's like an AEW show and me betting against Eddie Kingston. It feels wrong for me. So as much as I love Sami Zayn and I desperately one day want him to be WWE World Heavyweight Champion, I'm gonna go Kevin. He's doing some of the best work of his WWE run in the past 3 months. All these like cell phone promos that he's doing are just absolutely insanely good.
Oh yeah.
And I just think we're going to see a whole new level of unhinged madness from Kevin Owens in this match. And it's going to be absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's going to be bonkers for sure. Breigh, what do you think about this one?
This one is definitely the hardest to pick who I want to win because, man, I don't know. See, I'm going to go the opposite. I'm going to say Sammy. Sammy's going to win. That way, if it goes to Mania, then Kevin takes the win at Mania.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you, Mike?
I'm gonna go with KO on this one. Because I see Sami Zayn getting that big win at Mania, or we see Sami Zayn get so pissed off and angry that he's always getting screwed over by like these dastardly heels that it pushes him to the edge, and then we see a Sami Zayn heel turn after Mania.
Do you think Sammy goes with Karrion Kross?
Yes.
Or just
or just by himself, just
by himself.
say fuck it, and then we see a meaner, like a non-comic heel, Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Let me look. Can I do some fantasy booking? Because I got an idea. I think
Ooh, what
would
do
be
you got?
pretty wild. Oh, I think you're gonna like this. All right. Let's say this either here's my like I say, I think it's a no contest, but I also could see if like you're saying gun to the head, I would say KO. But let's say it goes. Let's just say hypothetically KO wins this one. Okay, he's got this over Sammy. Sammy's incensed. He's enraged. He's tired of taking all the bullshit. And then Sammy just like week after week, just fucking brutally like goes after KO. And it's just like it just is like at this point it's like Sammy, you got to stop this. If you don't stop this, like we're gonna have to suspend you or whatever. Gets to a point where Sammy pretty much gets suspended, but still we go into WrestleMania, and for the first time in WWE history,
Oh no.
we have Kevin Owens versus El Generico.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
They let
Book
them do
it.
it. They let him do
Book
it.
it.
Like, because they didn't say anything about El Generico.
Oh my god.
If they do that, I'm marking the fuck out. Like I could see them doing that. Like I could see Paul being like, you know what? Let's let these boys cook. And I mean that's the only thing they haven't done in WWE. We've never seen El Generico in WWE. You could even equate this to like the years where you got Mick was working as Mankind and then did Do Love, and he finally got Cactus Jack in the WWF so many years later. Exact same thing can happen here. You could finally get Sami Zayn turning into El Generico.
We can even have promos with it where
Oh my god.
it's Sammy on the screen saying, I may not be able to wrestle you, but I found someone from your past that's coming to exact revenge on my behalf.
Yep.
And fucking El Generico walks out.
It'd be fucking wild.
That crowd will lose their fucking mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. That's my fantasy book.
I love that
if
because Sammy does own that copyright.
Yeah, he owns the El Generico likeness.
I needed to make sure because that's what I do.
So we can, yeah, he can definitely do it.
I'm saying.
Now I
Pop
want
H.
it. Now I want it so bad.
Do it. It would be amazing. But nonetheless, this is probably going to be one of the highlights of the show for sure. I mean, I think this match is easily going to overshadow both the chamber matches too, and I'm hyped as fuck for the chamber matches.
Oh yeah.
But you put these two boys in Canada, they're going to cook. They're going to cook you a feast. They're going to cook you all your favorite Canadian fixes, poutine, and all that shit. It's going to be better than going to Timmy Hortons and having some
poutine,
tidbits.
smoked meat sandwiches, and hockey fights.
Yes.
Dude, it's going to be fucking sick. They're so good.
That's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. Well, let's talk about the Elimination Chamber matches. Of course.
Speaking of hockey fights,
yeah,
I need jackass Kevin Owens to come in Toronto wearing a Montreal Canadiens jersey.
Oh shit!
That would be insane.
he would. Oh my god! Because them Canadians, man, they take that shit. They're hockey serious.
Wait, those are the two biggest rivals in that country.
Mm-hmm.
That
nuclear heat.
Bad.
Yeah, beyond
them,
nuclear.
Them Canadians are gonna be throwing batteries at him and shit. It's gonna be insane.
Yeah. But we have the women's elimination chamber here with the winner going on to face Rhea Ripley at or Io Sky, depending on what happens on Monday Night Raw. But we have the women's tag champions, Naomi and Bianca Belair. We have former champion Liv Morgan, as well as former champion Bayley. Roxanne Perez, maybe the wild card in this one. And, of course, Alexa Bliss. This is a unique field of 6.
Yes, it is.
I did not think this would be the 6 inside the chamber, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's so many different ways they can go with this, I think. I mean, I will go ahead and say right now, I don't think Liv's winning it, and I don't think Naomi's winning it. But I could see either the other 4 winning it. Like, you talk about somebody making their debut on the main roster, and all of a sudden Roxanne broke the record in the Women's Royal Rumble match. Could you imagine she comes in, wins the Elimination Chamber, goes on to challenge Mommy at WrestleMania? That'd be fucking huge.
That'd be crazy.
If you went with Bayley, I mean, Bayley's been there before, and I think Bayley and Rhea would be an interesting matchup. Alexa, I mean, we all love Alexa. I mean, her comeback, could you imagine her getting a shot in the main event matchup at WrestleMania? But there's Bianca. And I think out of all these, that's the money matchup that everybody wants the most. Because, I mean, it writes itself. Bianca and Rhea got called to the main roster pretty much the same time. They went on separate paths. I mean, hell, even you look at the year when Bianca won in the main event against Sasha, what happened the next night on night 2? Rhea beat Asuka for her women's championship. I mean, both their careers have kind of been on this same trajectory. Shit, they were both on the cover of 2K last year. I mean, and I think there's a reason why they purposely haven't really touched on the main roster. It's because they're saving it for a WrestleMania-style matchup.
Yeah.
So I can see this going multiple ways, but in my opinion, I think it's going to be Bianca that walks out the chamber. What about you, Husky?
I agree. I'm gonna go with Bianca. I think we're gonna get out of these at Mania. I think we're gonna get Bayley, Roxanne Perez at Mania.
Yeah.
I think that has WrestleMania written all over it. I think that one of them is going to eliminate the other one in this. And that's going to set up. I think Roxanne eliminates Bayley in this. And that sets up Mania for them. Yeah, Liv, she just won the tag title. So I don't think they're going to try and give her a world title shot. Even though they probably could do that, have Rhea Liv 3 or whatever, or 5 or however many matches they had. It would be very interesting if they picked Alexa Bliss with like her first like big match back and have her win it. That could be very interesting. But I think with the whole, like you had mentioned with the Bianca, Rhea Ripley, like parallel trajectory kind of thing, I think that's got Mania written all over it.
Yeah. I like I say, I there's multiple avenues they can go with this, but to me, that seems like the path that makes the most sense.
Oh, yeah.
Bree, what about you? What do you think is going to happen in this women's elimination chamber?
I kind of agree with Husky. I think it's going to be Bianca because Rhea and Bianca, even from that Royal Rumble, the COVID Royal Rumble, where it was like the two of them, they were like the final two.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Like that's what I go back to. And I think that's I mean, I know I want to see that at Mania. So I think that's probably the most logical guess. But because I mean, really, we don't need to see Liv and Rhea again.
No.
I mean, otherwise maybe Bayley, but like you said, I think it's gonna be Bayley and Roxy at Mania.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's crazy when I think about this? You know what that rivalry I think parallels a lot? If you look back in the history of professional wrestling in the WWE, it's a lot like John Cena and Batista. Think about it. They both was in the last two in the Royal Rumble when Batista won. They both went to their respective WrestleManias that year and won world titles. They both went on these career paths and didn't touch for like several years later. I think that's what you got here, folks, is like the equivalent of a female rivalry with John Cena and Batista and Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. Mike, what do you think
Okay.
about the Elimination Chamber, this women's matchup?
I'm actually going a completely different route. So with Naomi and Bianca, I need them to finish this storyline with the Jade and the car accident.
Oh, there's something I forgot to mention. Naomi gets eliminated because Jade comes back.
Ah,
So I need them and have that maybe be a triple threat or something. Let that go that route. Liv maybe defend the tag titles at Mania or whatever. Don't need her Mania. And then Roxanne Bailey Mania. And then Alexa versus Rhea. Have Alexa lose. And you know that whole thing with every time Alexa's now on screen that one Uncle Howdy has been interrupting her. And then you start push that storyline after Mania. Then that Raw for Mania.
ooh, I like it.
Wait, isn't Wyatt 6 on SmackDown?
Yes. Then the SmackDown after Mania.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
she's on Smack. Well, but then I guess, yeah, they can make it work. Fuck the
Yeah.
brand split.
I
It's fine.
forgot. I forgot the White Six moved this SmackDown to push.
Oh,
Well,
there's
so
a reason you probably forgot, Mike, because they haven't fucking had him on TV yet.
Well, they've been doing the
Well, I
video- the
know, but
vignette.
it's still like the whole. I mean, don't get me started on like the stuff with the White Six and like how they're not using them at all.
Well, they
And-
Bo got hurt.
Oh, well, that's true, but still, like they
Oh.
could have done something. But
Yeah.
You got a perfectly fine Joe Gacy and Dexter Loomis just hanging out.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Exactly.
but I think they want Bo to still be the focus. So
I get
Bo got
that.
hurt, so they have to do that. But yes, so I have Alexa Bliss winning.
Okay. I think you brought up a good point because I think that's the one on, like we're saying, on paper it seems like okay, Bianca Rhea, that's the money match, but that's the one factor here is like Jade, because they haven't told that story. I mean,
They've teased it.
they've teased it.
They
like-
did the whole thing with Raquel and Liv, and
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
it's very much the replay of the Triple H Shawn Michaels storyline.
But could this lead to maybe it's like Bianca is the one behind it, and you could say Bianca and Naomi both were in on it. You could push Jade against Naomi at Mania, and then Bianca still gets her match with Rhea, and we set her up as a heel against Rhea. I mean, that could be another avenue they go to.
Yeah.
It would tie the bow with
Have
tie the
Rhea
knot.
and Jade team up together in the weeks leading up to Mania, I wouldn't be upset at that.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be an
pretty sweet.
interesting one. Yeah.
That'd be pretty sweet.
But nonetheless, I think it's going to be very interesting what happens to the women's. But this is it, folks. We got to talk about the men's elimination chamber. I mean, holy shit. Like, it's. So let's talk about the combatants first. Of course, we have CM Punk, John Cena, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, Logan Paul, Seth freaking Rollins. I mean, this is a loaded elimination chamber matchup. Because I think the obvious two are Cena or Punk, but you can also throw Drew into that conversation, and I think you can also throw Seth into that conversation as well. I tell you what scares me, and I'm not even like a Punk guy, but does anybody? I mean, the way this has been building for the past couple months. Does anybody get this feeling that they're going with Logan Paul and CM Punk at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
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 Especially after that weird segment on Raw.
Mhm.
Like, those two didn't need to be in that opening segment. That could have been anyone from.
It was probably thrown together like at the very last minute.
That was
Yeah.
the most awkward opening Raw since they've been on Netflix.
I think if they go that path, you're going to see like another yes movement and another we want Cody movement like last year. I don't think the IWC, I don't think the wrestling fan base is going to allow it to be Logan Paul and CM Punk at WrestleMania. Punk's, whether you love him or hate the guy, he's way too fucking over for like him not to be in like a main event marquee. And I mean, that would be a big matchup at Mania, but it ain't the one for Punk.
No.
But I mean, and I mean, I think the obvious answer is probably, okay, this is Cena's last chance. He's already laid it out there. You know, it's what's best for business that I win this chamber and I go on and challenge and win the record-breaking world championship. God, I'm sorry. I keep looking at this picture and all I see is Jim Farney on roids, man. I'm telling you, like, damn.
Yep.
God,
It is Ernest on roids.
I mean, Jesus.
that's
It's
hilarious.
insane how much he looks like Ernest.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But, I mean, I don't know. Guys, what do you think on this one? Because I think there's going to be a lot of storyline fallout in this chamber matchup. Breigh, what do you think is going to happen in this chamber?
I feel like the least likely to win are Damian Priest and Logan Paul. Like I don't see either of them winning.
Yeah, no.
But for the rest of them, it could go any way. Because even Seth could win.
Yeah.
And it had bring back Seth and Cody again at Mania. Because I mean, Seth helped him win last year too. I think it's good. I don't think Cena needs to win. I'm gonna say it's Punk.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. Man, I have like a couple ways I feel like this can go. But Husky, buddy, what do you think is gonna happen? I know you got a pretty big theory on this.
All right. CM Punk wins. It's CM Punk, Cody Rhodes. Now, going back to the Royal Rumble press conference when John Cena said, "I'm entering myself into this
You and I are
because
thinking
it
the
is
same
best
thing.
for business." He loses here. And in an absolute desperation, because it's my last WrestleMania, he is the one who sells his soul to The Rock, enters himself in, and makes it a triple threat for the world title.
10,000%. I was thinking the exact same
And John
thing.
Cena wins, and we finally get the John Cena heel turn.
At the end of his career,
Why not? Fuck it.
But
His last run.
totally agree with it. But here's the thing: like, I think you could take this last year, he has it, but then there's the confliction within John Cena of like, what have I done here? I did this for this record, but then it's like a redemption story the rest of the way or something with him because let's say he drops the title back to Cody at like a Backlash or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
and then
Backlash, he gives the belt back, has the full redemption arc, and then rides off into the sunset at the end of the year.
Now, this may be far-fetched, but hear me out. I think the rumor is the last pay-per-view of the year is going to be the Ruthless Aggression show, right? They're calling it like as a tribute to John Cena, right?
yes.
What if we go into that show and to finally end it all and get that redemption, you get one of the biggest rivalries of John Cena's career. And no, I'm not talking Randy Orton. What if you get Final Boss against Cena in his last match? Cena
Rock 3 for the final match.
Hey, it's a trilogy that hasn't been told.
You know what? That I wouldn't be upset with.
But yeah, Husky, everything you said is I agree. I feel like this Punk is winning this. Because I think here at the end of the day, however, it's coming down to Punk and Cena. And at the end of the day, it's a triple threat at Mania is what I think's happened. It's Punk, Cena, and Cody. I feel like. I know a lot of people saying
WrestleMania main event.
Finally gets the WrestleMania main event. You also get
he gets fucked by The Rock again.
And then you've got so many different stories you can tell out of that. But I think if you flip the script, let's say Cena wins it, which it's a good possibility it happens, then I think Punk becomes the guy who sells his soul. But let's also talk about this too. Punk is owed a favor.
Owed a favor by Paul Heyman.
So we still don't know exactly what that is. Perhaps, what if it's this? What if Punk cashes in that favor at the Elimination Chamber? Because there's a name that nobody's talking about going into the Elimination Chamber, and it's crazy when you think about it, because he is the Tribal Chief. What if Roman Reigns shows up and costs Seth Rollins this match?
Oh.
Because to me, that's Roman's match at Mania. It's Roman and Seth. And I don't think it should be Roman, Seth, and Punk. That doesn't make sense to me. Like,
No.
I get it from like what happened in the Rumble, but the story is Roman and Seth. That's what people want to see.
Yeah.
But I think Roman Reigns is somehow going to have something to do with this chamber. Mark my words.
Ooh.
But
is
also
very spicy.
the other name, we didn't say he wouldn't win, and that's Drew McIntyre. What if Drew McIntyre becomes The Rock's like heavy? I could easily see that. Remember when Drew re-signed with WWE? Who's the one that sent him that big ass sword as a gift? It was The Rock.
Oh.
So you could go that way as well. I will say I don't think that's as compelling. And then you have like, what do you do with Punk? What do you do with Cena? The whole thing with Punk and Logan Paul is really throwing me off, but I think they're purposely doing that to throw us off the path of what's going to happen at WrestleMania. At least I hope that's what it is.
I really hope that they start it with Logan Paul, CM Punk.
Yeah.
And Logan Paul gets eliminated in quick fashion.
Oh, we could dream, but I don't. Yeah.
I know it's not going to happen, but he's got to be the first to go.
What if it comes down to here's the thing, Husky, this is what I think could happen. I think the last three could be Cena, Punk, and Logan Paul. That would be crazy, but
yeah. I mean, crazier things have happened.
Well, okay, here's a crazy one for you. This is the craziest. I don't even want to talk this into existence. What if Logan Paul won this fucking thing? I would be so distraught.
People would riot.
Yeah.
If Logan Paul got a world title opportunity at WrestleMania, I don't care that his Gatorade knockoff is your sponsor. Nobody wants that.
Well, remember, in his mind, he's full-time now, right? Full-time showing up once a month, apparently.
Well, I mean, fuck. Roman Reigns been doing it for 5 years.
Yeah, but he's the tribal chief.
But he's also way more over than Logan Paul could ever imagine being.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Mike, what about you, buddy? What do you think is going to happen in this men's chamber?
I have Cena winning. And while y'all were talking, I came up with a little fantasy booking because my head be moving a million miles a second. To going back to the Rock Cody situation. Cody doesn't give him an answer at Elimination Chamber. Cena wins this. And then Cena and Cody have a moment of, okay, let's win this out as gentlemen. And then at the last second, as they shake hands, Cody then gives him a crossroads. And then out comes The Rock.
Ooh.
And he says, I changed my mind.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then we get heel Cody against the face of the company with the guy that's been screwing with Cena for the last 15 years in his corner.
You know what? I just hit me when you said that. They would literally be doing Rocky 5. Think about it. Because freaking right. like Rocky's protege or whatever, Tommy Gunn goes on to
Yeah.
win the world title, and then like he's like everybody's like, oh no, you're no Cena, or you're no Rocky or whatever. And they end up fighting in the streets or something. Like maybe they go that route. They could. They very well could. But seriously,
I
that's
see winning this.
okay. But that's a beautiful thing about this build to WrestleMania and this Elimination Chamber is it's like it can go any way possible. We really don't know. But the picture is going to be painted come this Saturday night, and we're going to have a hell of a lot better idea of what matches to anticipate for WrestleMania. I feel like the fallout in that men's match, I do think it's going to lead to probably Priest and McIntyre at Mania or something, because Priest is going to pin him or something. Although personally, I'd love to see LA Knight against McIntyre, but I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
A lot of time to cook between now and then. And I do think, like I say, Roman comes out, we get Roman and Seth out of it, and then this triple threat. The only thing is I don't know what the hell we'll end up doing with Logan Paul, but
nothing.
I'm fine with that. Let him sell fucking Prime.
Let him and I Show Speed fuck around in the crowd.
Oh wait, what if they brought in Joe Hendry versus Logan Paul?
That would be wild. I would love that. I don't think they'll do it, but I'd love that.
Have Logan Paul get hit with a standing ovation. I'd love to see it.
What?
Joe Hendry did media work for one of the biggest hip hop stations in the country today.
He was on Breakfast Club.
Yeah, and it threw me off. Him and AJ Francis.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I was like, Joe Hendry's getting interviewed by DJ Envy. I don't know how I feel about this.
It's such a weird thing to see. It's like the Breakfast Club and then the whitest man from Scotland of all time.
Yeah.
It's you say his name and he appears. So there you go, man. But I just there's so much going to come out of this Elimination Chamber. Like say, the path to WrestleMania is going to be so. I'm not gonna say clear, but I mean we're gonna know so much more come Saturday night. In closing, do you all have any bold, crazy predictions for Elimination Chamber that we haven't talked about?
Logan Paul is gonna do a frog splash off one of the pots. He's there for the viral moment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, that's it. He's there for the viral. Like, look at what this crazy white boy can do. The athletic freak. I hate the kid, but athletic freak.
During Sammy and Kevin, Kevin Owens is jumping off of something very high.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely pulling a Shane McMahon.
He's jumping off the stage. And if it's going to go to no contest, I think that's how they do it. Kevin Owens giant frog splash off the Tron.
I don't want a frog splash. I want a senton. I want that motherfucker to land straight on that dude's back.
Package pile driver off the thing, off the Tron gimmick into the giant boxes.
That's too much of a risk. You end up like
fireworks going off and shit. Like all the electrical boxes explode.
Oh my God. I just need Jim Ross on the call.
Package pile driver seems a little bit too dangerous because one slip, Sami Zayn ends up like draws.
True.
Yeah.
But he's also taken that on a ladder.
True.
Well, that's facts.
A few times.
True.
So let me ask you all this. Like, I mean, because like I say, we're going to kind of see a clearer picture of WrestleMania. Do y'all have any predictions for WrestleMania of any matches you think we're going to see? Anything big? Like, what do you think's going to happen going into the biggest show of the year?
I think for me, somebody from TNA is going to have a WrestleMania match.
I think that would be incredible if we get a TNA title match or something like that.
Yeah.
Talk about
anybody. I feel like the Hardys.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. Hell, they already released Hardy's merch for WWE Shop. How crazy is that?
Yeah, it's weird. I just saw that this morning.
It's like you do one NXT match and all of a sudden you're getting merch now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bree, I thought for sure you were going to say A-Town Down Under is finally going to have their match at WrestleMania.
I mean, that would be wonderful. That would be great.
If they have
That's
a
long time
match,
coming.
if A-Town Down Under gets advertised for a match at WrestleMania, I think we finally see the split.
Oh, yeah, dude. It would already happen, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for a match, I think we'll probably get LA Knight Nakamura.
You think they'll run that back again?
I think they can run that back in Mania.
Okay.
I think we're going to have a multi-man IC title match, which is going to be a banger.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. The man, you just mentioned it, the banger. Does Sheamus finally win the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania?
Just give him the belt already. Let him finish the set. Please.
I wonder if he's upset Triple H at some point because, like, there's no reason this shouldn't be a thing.
Yeah. No, I don't think he has. I think that's why they are doing it because it is a thing. It's all about the chase, right? And it's the last thing.
But this chase has been taking forever. Like, how many matches has he had for that IC title?
You know, Papa H loves his long-term storytelling, just like in Japan, like that New Japan style, man, that King's Road style.
Yeah, but it's dragging on.
Remember, stories never end in WWE.
Yeah.
Like he said in 39, when everybody was pissed.
It's facts.
Yeah.
I think a matchup we're going to see at WrestleMania is I think we're going to see one Jacob Fatu one-on-one with Solo Sikoa. And I think Jacob is like, nope, I don't love you, Solo. I want to fucking kill you, Solo.
I hate you, Solo.
I hate you, Solo.
That beautiful ass double jump moonsault.
I think a match, if they don't have Bianca win this, and they do go with the Jade Naomi storyline, I think we could get a triple threat with those three girls, and they gonna one up the moment that Bianca and Sasha Banks had with the two black females. I think it's gonna be three black females having that standoff moment for a good 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah,
like
that would be kind of cool.
I like that visual.
I like that a lot. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many exciting matchups we could see at WrestleMania.
And the main reason I want that to happen because Triple H is petty as fuck, and after the chants that were said on NXT last night about Tony.
Oh yeah.
Well, what was that? I missed that.
During the main event last night with Ricky. Chant was the crowd was chanting Tony fumbled.
And they weren't talking the Jacksonville Jaguars, my friend.
And they were loud chants.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm going to be very intrigued to see, of course, at the time we're recording this, Dynamite's coming on tonight. So that's going to be interesting to see
that's about to come
any
on here
chance. Yeah, yes, indeed. Well, nonetheless, Elimination Chamber is going to be an exciting show as we are on that road to WrestleMania. But as always, when we close out, we got to do a plug-a-palooza. Husky, tell us where we find you, brother.
You can find me on TikTok at Husky Roads 912. You can find me on Instagram at the Husky Roads. You can find my electronic music under the name Dormir on Spotify. My band should be recording stuff soon, hopefully. So whenever that does come out, I will let y'all know. Also, you can find the three of us on World Championship Wreckage doing Queen's Court. And with the whole Netflix Raw switch over, it's taking forever and a day. We recorded a reaction show and made Breigh watch Combat Zone and PWG stuff.
Fun.
And it is very fun. We're gonna keep doing that because that was way too fun. So I think we're gonna keep doing that. So anybody watching this, if you find something that you think Breigh should watch, send it to me or Mike, and yeah, we will throw that in our list.
You opened the floodgate there, brother. Like,
keep it wrestling related, you perverts.
Wrestling related.
Keep it wrestling related, you perverts.
Yeah. Just
We'll get booted off of YouTube.
Yeah, that's for the Patreon now, folks. But
When we get the Patreon,
you got to wait for that. You got to pay for that shit. I would have suggested, watching like a Food Network special where they make pies. But anyways, Breigh,
yes.
Breigh, tell us where we can. I had to get money. Come on.
Well, you can find me on TikTok under Travel Cream Breigh, Instagram Breigh.stout, and then World Championship Records, where we do Queen's Court reacts for the time being, and that's about it.
There you go. And Michael, my friend, tell the good people where they can find you.
MJ Duplessis 1992 on all my social medias. You can catch me, of course, on Queen's Court with the family. You can also catch me here every other Thursday on Cold TV for learning the ropes. Catch me every once in a while on Rivet City Radio and Off the Top Media as the sixth man, the Jerry Centeri of their channel.
There you go. Well, thank you so much for watching our Elimination Chamber prediction show. And as always, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much again. And everybody enjoy the Elimination Chamber this Saturday over on Peacock. And for you international people, over on the Netflix. Bye.